Greetings, troops. General Diamond Slayer here, bringing you my first ever Hoi4 video on the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you Nationalist Spain, how to win the Spanish Civil War. Now, before we begin this run, there is one key thing you need to note, and that is that you need this DLC right here, La Resistance. If you do not own this DLC, you will be unable to carry out the Spanish Civil War, as the focus tree and the mechanics for this are all hidden behind this DLC. And an optional DLC for you to have, which is not gonna have too much impact, but I'm gonna be using something within this, is Arms Against Tyranny. But if you don't have it, that's fine. I'm just gonna show you the core La Resistance stuff. That's all that's important, because all I'm gonna be doing in this video is not any Spain world conquest or anything, but just how to win the Civil War, and basically setting up your Spain to be in a good position for the Civil War itself. So without further ado, let's start. We press new game, January 1936 only, the Gathering Storm. You will be unable to do the Spanish Civil War in the Blitzkrieg scenario. So we select this scenario, we click on this flag here for Republican Spain under Niceto Alaca Zamorza. A very democratic regime, definitely going to stay democratic for a while. Now let's start this Spain game, and let's call the file, save file, Nationalist Spain. Nationalist Spain. Let's see, what does Spain look like at the start of our Hoi4 game? So Spain is a very nice country in Hoi4. I would call it a mid-tier country in terms of difficulty to play, especially when you consider the Civil War mechanics. Once you learn it, it's really quick to get going with Spain. So a few important matters before we start the run. I am going to be using shortcut keys. If I forget to use one or two shortcut keys, I will make sure in post-production to put some text to tell you which shortcut key I'm using, but hopefully my memory is good. So the first thing we're going to do is shift click this red unassigned divisions button up at the top of our screen and select all our entire army, which is 17 divisions, which have a total of 124,000 manpower. Not really relevant, but now we're going to take these 17 divisions and this portrait right here, we're going to click to create a new army, and then what I'm going to do is press C or press this button right here to draw a fallback line. Now this fallback line, I'm just going to draw it through, drag my right click button across Valladolid towards Zaragoza and up towards the supply hub right here to the north. Not going to be a permanent front line, but it's just to get our troops into Spain for the start of the Civil War. Then after this, I'm going to press Q, which you've seen I've done 3 times already by mistake. So press Q, and this is our political side of our country. So right now we have political power gain -5% and +5% stability from our leader. We have Carlism, which subtracts our weekly stability by 0.330% per week. Division attack -10% and division defense -10%. But we gain daily support for unaligned plus 0.05%. We also have military disloyalty. Our army is not very loyal to our government, has a chance of defecting away from us. We also have political violence, which takes away 15% of our stability, and we can not assign any ministers because they're too afraid to join the government. We also have national strikes all around the country, crippling our economy, all because the workers want to revolt. So from here we are going to select our national focus, and national focus which we need is a Great Spain. We are not going to even look at this side of the focus tree with a popular front. That's for if you want to either remain at Republican Spain, or if you want to go communist or anarchist Spain. But what we want to do is go towards the fascist side. So a Great Spain will give us fascism support +10%, non-aligned +5%, and it starts us down the path of hand over the cedar, campaign chest, negotiate college support, Army of Africa to give us some extra divisions at the start of the Civil War. We also have the most important focus to get is secure the northern garrisons. This gives us basically even footing with the Republicans when the Nationalists actually start their uprising. So we have to get this focus before the Civil War starts. And then we're going to do Con Paquito because we're going down the Nationalist path, which is in the center of the focus tree here. And that is going to be, we're going to be going up to till unify the Nationalist Front, which is going to bypass when the Civil War starts. But that's basically the path we're going to go down. Do not look at these other two paths. They are, this is for Carlist Spain and this is for another type of Spain. So we're not going to be looking at these. We only care about the center focus path, focus tree in this run. So next we're going to go press W, or we can, as you can see, press here at the top here for research. Left click to open the research slots. So we're going to press on that, and then we're going to go straight over to the engineering tab over here and research electronic mechanical engineering. This is mainly for the research speed plus 3% which it gives. Then after this we're going to be focusing on our economy, which is going to be industry. We're going to hit basic machine tools, which improves our production efficiency, which allows us to get more equipment much faster than we otherwise would. Then our final research slot is going to be used to research construction 1, so that we can build a couple factories much faster than we normally would. So after this we have this 3 military factories here. So you can either click on this, or you can click on this button right here, which is production, and the shortcut key for that is Y. And then we're going to go into our infantry equipment, level 1. And if you have Arms Against Tyranny, as I mentioned earlier, you're just going to go into here, add on the infantry weapons manufacturer, which is going to give us attack, soft attack plus 3%, which is going to be nice in the long run. A little extra attack, and it doesn't take away too much production of efficiency at the start of the game. This is going to build back up in no time anyway. So we're going to do the same thing for support equipment. We're going to go to support equipment, get Llama, whatever this is, and assign him. Even in the future it will upgrade and get buffs. Same thing for artillery. We're going to add an artillery manufacturer here, but then at the same time we're going to go to artillery and add Esperanza y Cia. I am butchering the Spanish names. Now that we've done this for the frontline troops equipment, we're gonna just put all factories prioritize guns. Then the Navy, we're just gonna produce the entire first 4 ships, and then I'm just gonna delete most of the rest of the production and just produce the last one. So basically you can keep the first 5 ship production. We're not going to need a navy. We're not going to be able to build up a navy of any type before 1944, 43, 44. So don't really bother with the navy. And if you're going to be joining the Axis, it's going to be recommended you try to power drop the UK. Now I'm going to show you a navy design that you could try to scale up and build up if you want, and it's going to help you later in the game. But for now, ignore the navy. So next we have 3 civilian factories. Now these are what we use to build other factories. So if we press construction right here, or T on our keyboard, we're going to see this construction use. Now we have some factories being committed to consumer goods, which are going to not be useful for anything. And the rest of them, on the other hand, we have 8 factories available for actually building stuff. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to click on this, which is military factory, and then build military factories in Burgos, which is a tile which we are guaranteed to get from secure the northern garrisons. We're going to build that in Burgos. Then we're going to build a civilian factory in Valladolid. And then we're going to build another military factory in Leon. And then a civilian factory in Galicia. So this way we could build one civ, one civilian, one military factory. So we're building two military factories and two civilian factories a piece. And then finally we're going to take military factories. We're going to build shift click on Asturias to build 3 military factories in Asturias. Now we don't get Asturias from Secure the Northern Garrisons, but I'm going to show you how to get Asturias as your providence for the Spanish Civil War. So with that, we can now press a shortcut key for our navy, which is F2. So hit F2. Our entire fleet composes of 31 ships. We're just going to click and then right click to merge the fleets like this, and just leave them all docked in. So right click on this naval base in Galicia to move the entire navy over here, and then we're gonna press on F3 right here for the air map mode, and then we're gonna select all of our planes and move them to this airstrip right over here by right clicking again. So after this, we're gonna, to get back to the default map mode, which is the infantry map mode, we're gonna press F1, which will take us back to the infantry map mode. Now, one more map mode that is important for this run is the supply map mode, which I'm going to be pressing very often, and that is F4. So these railway lines are where our supply is flowing. As you can see, the trains are going, and these supply hubs are what we get supply from. So they are very important that you have supply. Blue means you have high levels of supply. Red means you have horrible supply, and yellow means your supply may be at risk. So just take note of that for later. You might see some supply changes later. Right now our army is spread out, so supply is perfectly fine. Now we go back to the default map mode. Now to change the game speed, we're going to press plus or minus to go up and down. Plus to go up like this, or minus to go all the way down, or you could just click one of these boxes here. And then to pause the game, it's either space, or you press space, or click this. So we're gonna start our game at 5 speed, then press space, and let's let the game run. So what's gonna happen is, alright, this tab is also important, the decisions tab. If you press Shift Q, you open up the decisions tab, another important tab for this run. We're not going to be doing any economic policy, reorganize the railway system, which is going to let us build a supply hub faster, but we have enough supply hubs, we don't need any supply hubs. Or commandeer civilian trains, we don't need that either. So now a Great Spain has completed. We're going to continue, like I said, to hand over the Cedar campaign chest and wait for a certain event, the Spanish elections of 1936. So Italy is having fun down in Ethiopia. AI never does well down here, so we can ignore that. And here is the Spanish election of 1936. So we're gonna say only from the ashes of the Second Republic can a new Spain be forged. Now remember, as soon as it shows up, you want to press space. So now, if I press Shift Q, we have the inevitable civil war decisions. So what we have 2 countdowns, one for military plot, well 2 for military plot, which do basically the same thing. And then we have the opposition, which is the Republican AI preparing for the civil war. So this basically tells you what the AI is up to. We don't have to bother with this, but what's important are these decisions. They shorten this countdown for military plot, and they can give you some bonuses. So if you want to go fascist Spain under Franco, you can just hit Primo de Rivera's speech a couple of times to get your party support higher. You could do political assassination, which gives you war support real quickly, but at the cost of stability, which we kind of want stability to stay at a certain level. Sway leader loyalty. If you really want some random generals, you press this button, but we're gonna just hit, for this first one, we're gonna hit suppress the strikes right now, which is gonna start fixing up our economy, which we saw was in a bad condition earlier. So after this, we have these little buttons over here. So when we hit this button, you see it says expand influence in this region, right? So what they mean by full control is when these free X's change to free ticks, that means we are in control of the region, and it will be ours when the civil war starts. So the tiles we want are Asturias, which is in Ovidu, and Vasco, which is Bilbao. And then here's the thing though. The AI contests you trying to gain influence on these tiles. The rest of these tiles to the north we will get when we secure the northern garrisons. But the AI will contest this. So what I normally do is this tile in eastern Aragon. I just press expand influence there once to distract the AI, because we get western Aragon, so it's eastern Aragon we need. So hit this once, because after we hit this, well, as soon as this finishes, we are gonna hit Ovidu. So let's wait. So it takes about 11 days, and once it's complete we should have one tick, and then the AI might start to contest. If the AI doesn't contest, that's even better, but the AI is hard-coded to contest with us. So what we're gonna do now that that's finished is press on Ovidu, and it costs 10 political power each time. Not that much, but it's fine. The AI contesting? The AI is not contesting. Now we move on to our next focus, which is to get the Carlists on board with our civil war idea. Alright, one more thing to go through. This is what I was talking to you about in terms of strength. So we only start the Spanish Civil War if it were to start today, right now, on the 13th of March 1936. We would only have 24 divisions and the AI would have 65 divisions. So secure the northern garrisons and getting these tiles to the north will take us to about 54, 55 divisions at the start of the Civil War, which is going to be even paced with the AI. So I'm going to show you what that looks like later, and you will see it on your end. So that's the other thing about control. As you can see, look, the AI is contesting Asturias for some reason instead of where I wanted them to, but this is all random chance the AI doesn't follow a set programming. So what we're gonna do is try to get Bilbao, let the AI get rid of our influence there. It's fine, we'll get it back later. And what this does, every tick, so this gives a certain number of divisions. As you can see right now we have weak control, which gives us 1 division for us and 2 divisions for them. But when we get to 3 ticks, we get 3 divisions from this tile. So our priority is securing either this or Bilbao. Either one, having max ticks on either one of them is fine. It just makes the civil war a lot easier. So let's resume the game from here. And the AI, there we go. We can now take another decision towards the inevitable civil war. And that is going to be to suppress the strikes again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's adjusted a bit, so it's at 10% right now. We're going to see where that goes, and I missed out on doing another button. So let's expand influence in Asturias again, see what the AI wants to contest this time. Hold on a second. Okay, our next national focus is complete. We continue moving down the line to the Army of Africa. And we go back to the map mode. We're just going to stay on the map mode for the entire time while we're clicking these buttons. And we have research complete. So what we want to do is get mechanical and computing next, which gives additional research speed plus 4%. Okay, Now we want to continue watching the map. Let's see. We're going to expand influence in Ovidu one more time. Let's see, hope the AI doesn't contest Ovidu. Let's see what's going to happen. There might be a couple of days delay, but we can't afford a couple of days delay. The AI can. Okay, so it looks like the AI this run for me is going to be trying to get us tourists. I would have preferred to play whack-a-mole with Eastern Aragon, let them get it down, then while they get this down I get another take on this and then come back to this. But if the AI wants Asturias, we'll let them contest Asturias and we'll focus on the port of Bilbao. Simple as that. Okay, let's get Pay Vasco. Now what we want to do is make sure we have at least one influence on Ovidu no matter what when we start the civil war. Let's see, what do the strikes look like now? Stability minus 15%. I think we can get rid of the strikes if we press this one more time. I'm gonna nuke our stability, but in the short run that's perfectly fine. Okay, Bilbao is almost done. Okay, it's done. The AI has gotten closer towards taking Ovidu. Let's hit that one more time, and let me see if the AI contests Bilbao before I hit that again. So yeah, you don't want to spend 30 political power and then the AI just starts contesting it. It's gonna be annoying. So now we're doing the most important one, which is secure the northern garrisons. And as you can see, we have 50% of the AI strength for when the civil war starts. And they're contesting Ovidu again. So we're gonna go for Bilbao now and secure Bilbao. Because the AI is gonna go for Asturias again. One tick in Eastern Aragon is fine when the civil war starts. So for Ovidu, we're gonna keep it at 2 ticks. Let's see, in the research, I think we're gonna move on to more machine production again and see how that goes. Done. So now we have full control of Bilbao, and we have 58 days, which means we're only gonna be able to hit one of these decisions one more time for the civil war to start in July. So now I am gonna hit Primo de Rivera speech because I don't really care for any bonuses right now, and additional fascism support is perfectly fine. So let's move on to industry. We got an additional factory. Let's put it on guns and then add this. Now that the game has attracted me to this tree, I'm gonna add civilian trains to the production. This is for supply, and trucks, which is also used for supply. We're gonna need that in the future, especially if you're gonna continue, let's say, joining the Axis and helping them out in France, in the Soviet Union, maybe even against the UK. You need supply. So having trains and trucks is very important. One more thing you will need later in the game is anti-air, but for now, for the Spanish Civil War itself, you don't need to produce any anti-air. Okay, so with that, we go back to the inevitable civil war again and continue our preparations towards it. Looks like the AI completely wants to take over Ovidu. Let's hit this button then. Okay, secure the northern garrisons is complete. Let's do our final national focus now. And as you can see, we have complete control of all the tiles in this area. Except for Ovidu, of course. But that's fine. I think we're gonna do Eastern Aragon one more tick after we get just one on Asturias, because the AI wants Asturias, and right now our division count is higher than theirs, but that's gonna change and become more even shortly. So we have 54, 45. There we go. It just changed. So now the AI is slightly higher than us, but once we have basically 50-50 maintained, we're perfectly fine. So let's get Eastern Aragon one more time because I'm pretty sure the AI might contest Ovidu. I might be making a mistake here. I should probably have clicked on Ovidu, but it's fine. Either way we can manage. The AI is gonna take 10 days to get this. Okay, so we're gonna get Eastern Aragon. So when this completes, 8 days, right? This has 10 days. So we're gonna have only 1 tick on Ovidu. We're gonna have 2 ticks on Eastern Aragon, and we have Bilbao secured. So that's fine. Maybe your run it went differently, but for me, this is how my Spanish Civil War will start. So like I said, interchange between these based on what the AI is contesting, and basically follow what I did. Your run will not be the same. Our national focus has just finished, and in 2 days, on the 17th of July 1936, the Spanish Civil War will begin. So let's resume the game again. Italy just defeated Ethiopia really late. So the AI has 2 days. The Spanish Civil War begins in 24 hours. Our 1 tick on Ovidu is guaranteed, and here is the Spanish Civil War. Now we started with 1 division more than them. So in this interface right here, we want to hit as a united nationalist front, we will win. This is the historical option, and we are continuing down a historical game. So let's hit this button, and we have just completed Unify the Nationalist Front. So now that we've done that, we are gonna try to get Consolidate the North. Let's see, we are not gonna be able to hit Consolidate North immediately because we did not get the tile on Ovidu. So instead, if you got it on your run, hit Consolidate the North for the factories, and because it delays Carlist Uprising, which is something we want to deal with, which is right here, which impending Carlist Uprising, which we can get rid of by completing Fuse the parties, which we will get to before the Carlists ever uprise in our Civil War. So now what we want to hit is a methodical approach, which gives us just a bit more planning, which gives us some attack buffs for our Civil War. So we're going to shift click our infantry. So our entire army is now selected. We're going to press delete, or you press this button like I just did over here to delete all orders. Then we're going to press S, or you could press this button to select half of the current divisions. And then we're going to split them in half. No, we're not going to split them in half again. We're just going to assign them, right click to select them to a field marshal, and then we're going to add our field marshal Emilio Mola, which gives attack bonuses, supply, and reinforce. And then the reason why we're selecting him instead of Franco is because he starts off with a military high command role as an infantry expert. So while he's doing combat in the field, attacking the lines, he's going to be gaining XP for us, and he's going to get better. So next we're going to hit motorization penalty medium. This will improve supply no matter what. It uses more trucks and trains though, so that's why we had to start production of that. For now it's fine. So right now we have 27 Gardicon Nacional, which will have 3 infantry battalions, which means there's 6 combat with. Not a very good offensive division, but they will hold the line and get the job done. Our Mountaineers, I'm probably not gonna name Mountaineers or use them specially, so I'm just gonna convert them into Division de Infanteria. If you want to, you could use the Mountaineers, but that's more like for focus areas, and I'm not building up with Mountaineers. We have an additional infantry division here, which is 8 combat with, which we are not gonna use. So we're gonna change them to Division de Infanteria instead of a brigade level. We do not need cavalry divisions, so we're also going to change them over to infantry. Now we have these shock troopers, which are really nice, especially for the Spanish Civil War. 20 combat with, decent soft attack, decent HP, and this is their template, which will do fine to break through the line. Now you could split them off into another army and then send them to select locations like this. So I'm gonna start the Civil War by doing exactly that, and then putting them under one Yage, and then putting them right near Ovidu. Now for the rest of the army, you want to assign a general. We're gonna give them an infantry officer for both Jose Then we're going to take these, take another 4 divisions. I'll just press S a couple of times. Change to aggressively execute the battle plans because we don't need any methodical attacks. We're going to hold the line if it's methodical. So what we want to do next is left click and drag our mouse over this area. Left click and drag. And we've just selected a couple of divisions, so we're going to put them into a new army and put them on the port of Hoi4. These guys are just going to be focused on holding the line and allowing us to take this port. If we can take Hoi4 alone, the victory point, it will count as us controlling the territory. So if you start the Spanish Civil War controlling Hoi4 already, you can hit secure the northern garrisons like I said. Now for the rest of the army, we're going to hit the front line button right here. Shortcut Z, and then just click to make the front line along the entire border. And then after this we're going to hit X and start planning an offensive to take back the south of our country. So with that, we have set up the army for the Spanish Civil War. Now the next thing we want to do is go to this button here, which is recruit and deploy. Press U as the shortcut key, then train up a couple of 4 divisions, the infantry. Yes, we don't have the equipment right now, but we will in the future, and it's not going to negatively affect our frontline combat anyway, so no big deal. So with that, as you can see, our factories are building up, but we didn't get the ones in Hoi4, so we're going to go and build another military factory in Vasco to make up for it. And with that, we're going to put the game down to 4 speed and unpause the game and see what happens. Actually never mind. You see, we have some free tiles we can try to take. So while these divisions are right over here, we're just going to try to get slightly better starter positions for the Civil War. Alright, getting to the river line on this tile is nice. And getting a nicer border area here. Maybe take the supply hub would be nice. And we'll see where the AI redeploys their divisions to. So we'll resume the game, and immediately the AI has moved out of the port of Hoi4. So we're going to take 1 infantry division and right click to march right into the tile immediately at the start of the game. Accept the volunteers by pressing enter, and let's see if we get the port. And resume. Let's see. And we have Hoi4. With that, we can hit consolidate the north as soon as a methodical approach finishes. So let's hit that, shift click to go to multiple tiles, by the way. So take this tile, which is empty. Click, right click here. Yeah, right click, and we will take a few tiles. Okay, so our positions are stable. We didn't get the supply hub here. That's fine. Let's see if we can cut this railway near Madrid. The AI is redeploying its troops actively. So we've gotten a buffer near the supply hub to the north here. Let's see if we can take 1 more tile in the area. Never mind, we got blocked. Actually, we might be able to take one or 2 more tiles in the area. The more tiles we take, the better for us. So next we want to select these guys and start eliminating this division. Our shock troopers are still on their way from Africa, so they're gonna arrive here soon. And now this is the end of active offensive operations for now, because we have civil wars of frontline solidifying. So this gives unplanned offensive, which massively nukes our division attack and makes it basically impossible to advance, as well as stops the AI from advancing. Now, to get rid of this modifier, we now have these decisions here to prepare offensives. So the first thing we're going to do is prepare an offensive in Asturias, because we want to secure this northern area so all of our attention can be focused on the south. So with that being bogged down now, we're going to want to select these divisions and press H to stop their attack. by clicking on the general. Select the general, press H to halt all orders for the general. And now these divisions will start to dig in and not go anywhere. So after you have done this, we're also going to attack this tile with these divisions. Not going to make too much of a difference. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see, thanks to Civil War frontline solidifying, we already have a red bubble, which means the attack isn't going anywhere. So now our next on our research is going to be support equipment. And for research, I'm not going to mention research again, just follow what I do in the video. And remember to keep your industry up to date, construction, maybe get dispersed industry, which will be useful for when you're at war and you're being bombed. Just get radio level 1, maybe radio level 2, and if you want to get radio level 3, get it. You don't need to get these computing machines, they are basically useless, not worth researching. Air, we're going to be researching planes in the future. Once we have our infantry up to date, we need military police as well for later in the game. Maybe one artillery upgrade, we're not going to need to get this yet. And in terms of navy, we do not need any naval research that I can think of. Yeah, we don't need any. Maybe if you want a bigger naval invasion, get landing craft later in the game. One other thing we want to research at some point after you get your infantry equipment and you've gotten this and probably this, is research paratroopers, research marines, or just follow when I click on it to research. So let's resume the Spanish Civil War and let the AI smash its divisions against our front line. I almost thought that was a supply hub I could have taken, but it seems highly unlikely. And our previous leader has just died, so now we have a military junta in charge of our government. Acceptable. So with that tile being pinned, we're gonna move a division here. Never mind, hold. We're not gonna get anything over here. Where are our shock troopers? Shock troopers have just arrived in Spain. Now we're not going to strategically redeploy because they'll lose all their organization, and they have arrived just in time for the offensive to begin. So let's mop this tile up really quickly. How long will it take? No time at all. Okay, so now that we've gotten rid of unplanned offensive, as you can see, that tile dissolved really quickly, especially with our advanced attacking divisions. Advanced guard, as you may call it. So now we're going to destroy this tile and encircle the AI's divisions to the north over here. And all divisions in this area attack. And with that, the north is now secure, and we can hit consolidate the north to get these military factories now. And after this, we're gonna hit foment a Carlist Spain, which will delay the Carlist Uprising by another couple of days, or we could hit save the Alcazar. I'll see which one I get to hit him later. Now that the north is mopped up, we're gonna take the 6 divisions that were randomly assigned over here and put them in the army on the front lines of regular Spain. And then our shock troopers, we are gonna move to reinforce the line in this area for now, because it looks like the AI has Soviet volunteers trying to push me out of the tiles. And this time we can hit B to strategically deploy them. Okay, this town near Madrid is dangerous. We'll see how it goes. Hold on a second. I see Soviet volunteers are trying to push down here as well. So wherever there's red bubbles, we're just going to take a division from one of the tiles that are not red or not being attacked and just move them into the tile. Looks like we need to reassign our shock troopers. I got distracted to deal with any potential encirclements. Okay, everywhere else has stabilized somewhat. This tile hasn't stabilized yet, but that's fine. And deploy the infantry divisions, train another 2 up. Add them to the army. They'll deploy wherever they want to. Let's see if we can save these divisions. Okay, we'll secure the supply hub, so that's fine. Attack this tile over here. Let's see. Friends is stabilizing. Can we plan an offensive? I thought for a second we could have. We may or may not lose these divisions. We'll see how that goes. Shock troopers in here. Fall back from this style. It's an unnecessary bulge in the line. So once this finishes, we can prepare an offensive up here. Hopefully regain our 3 divisions, which they are not having an easy time trying to get. Let's see. Keep a lookout along the front lines for danger spots. Like this tile, which is being attacked from 2 sides. And don't be like me, focus in one area and then forget the rest of the front and get encircled. Let's see. 2, 1, 0. Okay. Impending offensive. Let's hit a Catalonia offensive. Come on. Let me plan an offensive. Okay, we have consolidated the north. Next, we're gonna hit Save the Alcazar. Never mind, we're not gonna hit Save the Alcazar. Nationalist Spain right now. We don't want the mission to save the Alcazar right now. Oh. Okay, so we have to do the offensive in Aragon instead of Catalonia because technically we're still fighting in Aragon. We don't have full control. Understandable. I still don't understand how this works sometimes, but anyway. Come on, keep reinforcing this tile. Fall back. I'm tempted to do a push in this area. Let's do a counter-offensive in that area. Attack this division. It's really weak after trying to attack us for so long. And I think unplanned offensive is gone in this sector. I don't think we're gonna save these divisions, so let's see. We now have 100 political power, 160 political power. So the first thing we're gonna do is get more manpower, which is gonna be by upgrading to limited conscription, just for the manpower. Let's see. Now this tile, we're attacking into a tile of unplanned offensive. Probably not the smartest idea, but we're gonna do it nonetheless. Okay, this offensive has failed. This line's holding. We have another tile that's weak and it's in the planned offensive area. So we're gonna take Caspe if we can. Wherever you see the AI has low organization, which is the green bar here, and maybe low equipment, which is the brown bar here, attack if you can. Okay, we've broken through in this area. Let's take the airstrip, let's take this tile, and let's see if we can get south of the river. While the AI has low because of just redeploying to that area. Let's see, I think we can get our hands in Barcelona actually. Which I think, now that I think about it, may not be the smartest move. But I'm already committed to taking Barcelona, so we're going to take Barcelona from the AI. Relieve the siege to the north. So that means the AI is now encircled to the north here, and Portugal is sending out 4 divisions to us right now. More divisions attack Cuspe. Support weapons 1 is done. Let's get this. Victory points are the priority. Might be able to get a mini encirclement over here actually. Military industrial organization. So what we're going to do is we have update equipment with the latest design templates, and we're going to get reinforced stocks right here. Then we're going to go back to our focus tree and save the Alcazar, whatever that is. Controls Toledo. Where's Toledo? Let's see, where is Toledo? Vasco. So let's hit. I'll figure out where the toilet is. And we'll figure out where Toledo is later. Controls Toledo province. We don't control Toledo, so this doesn't matter to us. We are Soviet volunteers over here, not doing much. Gonna get the radios for improved reinforce rate, which means weapons will go to our frontline divisions much quicker than right now. Alright, we have an air force. Let's put the air force up. Air supremacy. Not gonna do that much, especially against the Soviet air force, but we should have the German Luftwaffe to help us as well. Whoa, 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 this tile is about to break. Let's do some pinning attacks. There we go, we've relinked our lines up here. So our lines have linked up, so now our divisions are safe. And now our redeployment can occur. Offensive is over, and we're going to do a Catalonia offensive. Just because we have encircled about 9 divisions of theirs up in Catalonia, which is fine. Reinforce that. Add more training units. Send these guys to the front. Let's do Seville or Spain, which gives us Franco as our leader. Let's see. You reinforce this area. Okay, it looks like we have several tiles which are in danger of being lost. That's painful, but tolerable. Let's see. Redeploy divisions. We're redeploying some divisions. That's probably why some tiles are holding better than others. The Soviet volunteers appear to have shifted their positions, apparently. Interesting. Do we have... Okay, we no longer have unplanned offensive on Catalonia. Let's continue pushing south actually in this area while we have the tiles weakened. Now at this point we're pushing multiple areas even without unplanned. So now we want to click on here, get superior firepower doctrine because we're going to be using artillery for the extra soft attack plus 10%. It means our bullets will hurt them more. Focus all attention in attacking on the center tile. Okay, this offensive is stalled. Reinforce that. Unplanned offensive is still gone. Now the reason we aim for the center tile up here is because once we take this, these divisions will be encircled and they will have a debuff. And now the Regional Defense Council of Aragon has just showed up. Normally they would be in Catalonia, but since I broke through the line in Catalonia, they went south, it appears. So we get a few tiles for free. So let's hit all out offensive now and get infantry expert on this guy, on this guy, and on this guy. This is no step back DLC. These general stuff. So let's see how well an all-out offensive goes, because the Spanish troops are out of position now. They have lost their positioning. These Soviet volunteers should be encircled. Yeah, they're encircled. Their positioning has been completely messed up. So now, there we go, we've destroyed the pocket here. And let's start this redeploying our elites over to this sector. Come on boys, we're gonna be pushing. Deploy some more divisions. Click. Reassign. Finish up this pocket. Now these Carlist divisions are encircled because they have no supply from the capital. I just saw some divisions dissolve into nothingness somewhere along the line, and the north is now secure under our control permanently. And we have kept pushing. Move to encircle these divisions over here. We want more pockets, pockets, pockets. The more pockets we have, the less divisions they have, and the less casualties we take. What are our casualties at? So we have a 1-to-4 casualty ratio right now. They have 52 divisions and we are up to 65 divisions. A maximum of 52 divisions, by the way. That's what they have. So we're already set to win the Spanish Civil War by early 38, because especially since the AI redeployed troops to deal with the Carlists, which has distracted their attention massively. And especially as we get more pockets, and push south, it is gonna weaken them so badly. So we're gonna try to encircle these Soviet volunteers over here, especially since they're only defended by weak Carlist lines. If we take this railway hub over here, we will cut off the supply to Madrid, from Madrid to the rest of Spain. Cedillo of Spain has completed. Let's do martyrdom for Primo de Rivera. More war support, more stability. Still have 250 days before the Carlists want to do anything to my country. These divisions are about to be destroyed. We have Soviet volunteers are the only ones holding the tile here. But they will be encircled, so I do not fear these Soviet volunteers. We cannot plan any offensive anywhere else, so no bonuses anywhere. We are just attacking on raw momentum. Mental. So let's take this tile. The AI has just realized, wait a second, my supply lines to the south are about to be cut. I should probably defend that. Well, AI, it is too late for you. I'm about to take everything. Wait, what bypassed? Something bypassed. I could not see what bypassed. Ah, we have 200 political power. Let us go all the way up to war economy now, which is going to let our factories construct much quicker than civilian economy. If you hover over that, you'll see the buffs. I don't need to show you that, you'll see it in your own game. Ah, free supply hub. Take the supply hub, boys. Let's take Sevilla and get the port at Cadiz so that we improve our supply in this sector. And we have encircled the Republican lines. Nice. Encircled. Let's see if we can hold the encirclement though. That's a good question. Keep deploying more divisions. Let's see if the encirclement will hold. Let's plan an offensive here. The Chinese United Front has just formed. So wait. The Nationalist Spain's front lines are completely exposed. We are just gonna march right into their capital. We've taken the port. Let's see. Keep exploiting. We have been encircled. Of course we have been encircled. So halt the all-out offensive. Redeploy our divisions because our general hasn't been keeping up with where we are attacking. It appears. Confusion along the lines. It's fine. It's just a hold the line division that got encircled, so I'm not too concerned. So any division that's not redeploying to a favorable position can go back on the offensive now. We're gonna get MP now. Let's get Malga. There's been a complete collapse in the line over here. We can relieve this infantry division, it appears. Okay, it is now no longer encircled. Let's take this supply hub, take this, mop this up. Kill the Soviet volunteers. Let's take them out. Eliminate these divisions. Because we no longer have unplanned defenses, so it should go perfectly well right here. Okay, let's take one more tile. We're struggling for supply in this region. Yeah, red supply, yellow supply. We need to get Madrid or this supply hub down here. Why do we not control Sevilla? Take that. Solid line. Okay, let's head to the south. Mopping up operations commence. The Republicans have completely abandoned the line in this sector. Interesting. Another encirclement. And another supply hub for us. And they just relieved the encirclement. Interesting. Okay, all out offensive again. At this point, it looks like it's guaranteed for us to win the Civil War. We might even win it by 1947. So, being opportunistic really paid off for us. Okay, halt the all-out offensive again. Okay, martyrdom for Primo de Rivera is complete. And the anarchists are gone. Extort the martyrs of the war. With this, we are one step closer to getting rid of Nationalist Uprising. Whoa. All out offensive because the Republicans are going to be redeploying again. add these guys to the main army because I want them to disperse because our front lines are getting so long. We might no longer have enough divisions to consolidate it. So yeah, ideally, methodical Spanish Civil War, get it done by 38. If we finish 37, that's fine. Highly unlikely. We've just encircled another division, and we have encircled some Soviet volunteers once again. The Soviets are going to be losing all of their volunteers in the Spanish Civil War. You supported the wrong Spain, Stalin. They may be communists, but they're definitely not intelligent. Let's attack this Soviet division tile to the north. Continue down our doctrines. Our construction looks fine. Okay. So with that, Almeria is the final port which the Republicans control. We're not even going to plan an offensive here. These divisions have no organization, so they're going to die. They're encircled. We're going to plan an offensive in Madrid now. We want our capital back from these Republican traitors. Republican Communist Spain. Mr. Manuel, how's it looking? How's it going in Madrid? How are you gonna flee the country? I don't think you have the ability to flee the country right now. The last standing. The AI is desperate. When they last stand, it's a double-edged sword for them because last standing burns their equipment. Oh, by the way, speaking of equipment, we need army offensive expert, which is Juan Yagi. Who's gonna give us an extra attack plus 10%. We're gonna get this first industry level 2 now. Modify our infanteria division and make it 20 combat with, like this. Brilliant. And we have enough factories up, it appears, to have started producing anti-air now since we've conquered most of our industry and country back. Let's see. Whoa. Don't think I didn't see you. I saw you. Let's encircle Almeria, the final port to the south. We have almost taken back Madrid. Supply in the area is still a bit concerning, but now that we're attacking Toledo, the AI supply lines are also in danger. So after this, we're gonna banish the leaders, the party leaders, which is gonna delay the cause by another 140 days. Not that we really needed it, but with this, that's the final delay we need. We can do safeguard the freedom of worship next, and use the parties to end the cause threat once and for all. Okay, so now we're gonna get 1938. It's almost 38 anyway. Infantry equipment, slightly ahead of time, but more attack bonus is fine. Let's see, what's our casualties? 200,000 to 60k. Not even accounting for the Anarchist Spain casualties yet. Okay, Almeria is ours. We still have an offensive in Madrid, which is an urban tile, so it's gonna take some time. Let's strategically deploy, press B. We need more divisions on the line. AI pushed us out of one tile, but that's fine. We're about to cut the supply line south of Toledo. Second. Don't even think about leaving Madrid. Why do we have 22 divisions dealing with Almeria? Reassign to the main. Almeria doesn't need so much attention. There we go. 16 divisions. I'll need to figure out which 16 divisions. 15. Okay, there we go. Almera will fall in a couple of days. No doctrines yet. Okay, looks like the AI is about to push us in Madrid, but that's fine. Redeploy to this main line. Okay. Okay, Almera is gonna die. Let's halt the offensive now. Infantry expert again. I think, yeah, we've taken away unnecessary casualties. Unnecessary casualties. Okay, now our division should be redeploying from the Almera pocket. Actually, let's head to Navy. I forgot. We could hit Mine Lane in the English Channel. It's not going to do that much for naval supremacy, but it's going to help us later in the game. I always forget to do this. So now we're going to get mobile defense. If you failed your run and are restarting at this point, then you're in better luck than me. I do not remember to do this. Next, we're going to get also higher Emilio Mola. Infantry attack plus another extra 10%. And then we're gonna do safeguard the freedom of worship, which is gonna help us get closer to the cause. More stability, more political power. Ooh, we have even more political power. Let's get war industrialists for quicker military factory construction speed. Spain is a military economy. Oh, we can't plan any offensive in Madrid anymore. So Ciudad Real is fine. Appears to be a sector where we're pushing heavily in anyway. I think we control too much of Madrid to plan another offensive in Madrid, the game that says you control enough of Madrid, you don't need any buffs to attack in Madrid anymore. Let's break this tile right over here, make another pocket. The situation near Madrid has stabilized. We now have 3 factories, which means let's produce some civilian factories in Asturias, shift click, as well as Western Aragon, some mills. Okay, breakthrough once again. Attack this tile. Before they get their organization back up, we're just gonna do relentless offensive. Keep splitting the line. And one final all-out offensive now. All out. This is the make or break offensive. So by February 38th, the Spanish Civil War will be completed. Let's see, what's our equipment deficits? That's fine, we will be finishing the war approximately 1 year and about 8 or 9 months before World War II starts. We don't have to join World War II until before the fall of France, I recommend, and then maybe invade from either the Spanish border, or you help the Germans in the Benelux when you join the Axis. I can't even get far enough to my way in the English Channel. Okay, we have another 200 political power. Let us get the Industrial Phalanges, which is going to give us civilian factory bonuses now. Okay, fall of Toledo. Looks like we're not going to take Madrid directly. We're going to have to encircle it. Encircle Madrid first, and then Madrid will be ours. Okay, we have a 7 pocket about to be formed. Attack this tile. Another couple of divisions, including Soviet volunteers, by the way. Always nice to see that. Okay, safeguard the freedom of worship and fuse the parties. This will remove the threat of any Carlist attack, which is fine by us. And we have now split the line in two. So we now have a small pocket to be mopped up of approximately, let's say 20 divisions. Let's say as a conservative estimate, 20 divisions including Soviet volunteers to the south being mopped up. And then we have another 8 divisions on Madrid who are slowly gonna just disband and dissolve, so and then in waves to us. Oh, we have another doctrine. So we're gonna get, Spain is a poor country, small economy, so we're gonna get integrated support, as it's gonna help us more because we're not gonna be doing line infantry. So soft attack, this will help for line artillery and stuff, but integrated is best for Spain, especially this early in the game. If you have a bigger economy later in the game, then by all means go for, you can switch to dispersed support. But Spain is a poor economy, a poor country recovering from a civil, well, just for the civil war. And now we're gonna research paratroopers. So Republican Spain has just been defeated on the 21st of February 1938. So with that, we have one Spain, and once the Carlists are done, we will have finished the civil war. So let's move the game up to 5 speed and see what happens next. Okay, now that we've done fused the parties, we have a total victory in the Spanish Civil War, La Guerra ha Terminado, which deletes a bunch of the divisions we're gonna get from Spanish Civil War. So we have fused the parties, and now Spain is one united Spain with no chance of rebellion ever happening again. Now, while I was in intermission, some research finished, so let's take a look at what research that would be. And that I am researching advanced machine tools ahead of time now, just because I want to get our industry kick-started. So after this, we want to make our way down to adopt the 26 points, which gives us more conscription. We're going to do dictator for life, and finally stamp out the marquis. This allows us to call our country, because for some reason, well, because of Spain being a divided country, we now occupy our own country. So we need to fix that. So let's go to occupied territories, give them secret police for faster compliance gain, cavalry division, and this is why I said to get the military police when I said to get the military police, because now we can add them on here, and it requires less equipment and less manpower to garrison these tiles. Now a bunch of our army got defeated, well, this got deleted as a result of finishing the civil war, but we can continue to train up some new divisions. Eventually they'll get the manpower they need and they'll do what it is they want to. Actually, you know what, now that I think about it, let's change out advanced machine tools. You need to get interwar small airframe actually. Because if we're going to be getting paratroopers, we're going to have the German AI for air support, but we're also going to need our own small little air force to build up for any operations we want to carry out later in the game. This is why we're going to get that. We have more political power available. We're going to get whoever you want at this point. The silent workers isn't that useful to us. Loyal Phalangists, well, might as well get the Loyal Phalangists, get complete fascist support. And we have this national spirit now, recovering from the civil war, which eats a huge chunk of our consumer goods factories and slows down our construction and production, which is fine. But to get rid of this, all we need to do is join the Axis, I'm pretty sure. Join the Axis, recover from the civil war. So this is going to improve Franco a bit. Dictator for life, stamp out marquis. So yeah, this, oh actually no, recovery from civil war is stamp out the marquis, like I said. Marquis? Which one is it? Marquis. So that's fine. So at this point we're just doing for dictator to life. Dictator for life. Support weapons have finished researching. So next we're gonna get airplane engines. We're gonna be focusing on aircraft stuff right now in this intermediate period. Just for me to show you the airplane stuff and for you to be, again, get our foot in before December 1949. We need to be in a position where we can somewhat hold our own in a war. Maybe help Italy take the Suez Canal in North Africa. Help with France. If possible, try attempt a sea lion. Industrial concern. Let's get the construction company for the. Oh, that was probably useless actually. Should have gotten refining concern maybe to get synthetics maybe. So we have dictator for life, and now we're gonna do stamp out the marquee. So with stamp out the marquee, after you completed stamp out the marquee, you can do division Azul. You can do the Tangel enclave. Don't do this stuff. I recommend not doing demand French North Africa until either you can demand it from regular France or Vichy France. It depends. You decide when you want to go to war with France. If you decide from regular Allied France, maybe you might get it. But if Vichy France is there, you might get all of these tiles. Retake Gibraltar. If you join against with Germany when they invade France, you're gonna just bypass retake Gibraltar. So make sure you draw a front line at Gibraltar with some divisions to take Gibraltar as soon as you join the war against the Allies at some point. So from focuses, after stamp out the marquee, I recommend you get national recovery and then join the Axis. And maybe, but actually no, get national recovery, integrate the Requista, which gives additional recruitable population and infantry attack, and then utilize the intellectuals, which gives extra research speed. So once you get that, join the Axis, get this at some point, and maybe just move towards the duty to work. You can get fascist economic aid if you want. I recommend actually getting fascist economic aid because I think it pays off more. But if you want to do autarky, you can do your autarky as well. These all reduce recovering from the civil war as well. So yeah, they do some stuff. So remove recovering, all the duty to work for factory, ships. So this is more like for being at war. This is more like regular build up, slow build up. So yeah. Let us get light machine guns out. We can't have fighters without guns. And let's continue the game. Continue down your doctrines. Alright, create a spy agency. This way you can hire at least one operative to do stamp out resistance, which is gonna help us with stamp out the marquee for a reason I'm gonna show you in a second. We have engine 1, we don't need anything air related anymore. We're gonna get research marines as well. Fallen and King, that's fine. We're gonna start researching infantry equipment 1939, since we're in the later half of the year. Apply a buff. We now have a spy agency. What I recommend for the spy agency is that you research anti-partisan. This will help you out later. Continue down the focus path I mentioned now. So by the early 39 we're gonna have this, and then we're gonna be able to join the Axis. You're gonna be able to join the Axis. So now we can integrate this. So this is the reason why I said to get the spy agency. So compliance, we need infantry equipment and we need army XP to core. So with our current occupation law, if we click on this, you can see our compliance is currently at 8% and is gaining by 0.050% per day. So by 1940 we should be able to late 49 we should be able to start recalling our country. It takes a while, but the spy comes in handy. And then it also costs 40 political power. So you're gonna be at war with the allies before you're able to recall your entire country. So just slowly over time come back every once in a while to check this. If you want to see compliance, the shortcut key is F7 and resistance is F6. So as resistance goes down, compliance goes up, and you can see the threshold. So this is basically it for my guide to the video. But before I leave, let me show you just design a fighter. We can't design a fighter. I'm just going to show you how to design a fighter before I leave. So 20 days. Okay, so we now have light machine guns, so that's our air done. You could research 1946, but unlikely that if you're going to war in 1940, you're unlikely to get it into production. So what I recommend is getting advanced machine tools now. So now we have a spy. We're just gonna get this guy, and we're gonna hit root out resistance or press N. And just place him on any tile. It's just going to help with getting compliance faster. So now you can continue a balancing game between mills and civs if you want, or you can just build 4 mills here, build 4 civs here, wherever you want. Just make sure you get a mix of civilian and military, because the more factories you have, the higher your consumer goods factor, and you don't want your consumer goods to eat up all of your factory count. So with this, I am going to be designing our fighter now. Now for our fighter, we're just going to use the auto design, add 1 more machine gun. This is going to be level 2 engine, probably controversial, but this is a fine aircraft design for basic air supremacy, and it's cheap, so it's going to help Spain when it gets into production to get the Civil War. So one other thing, if we're going to be using paratroopers, you want to have transport planes, and you need at least 50 transport planes for you to be able to launch and deploy paratroopers. Now for the paratrooper division itself, you can add on, I would recommend adding on to make it 12 combat with some engineer, support anti-air, and probably support artillery. So actually make it 14 combat with. This is decent. So at some point later in the game, when you have the XP and you have the special forces cap, which is generated based on how many infantry divisions you have, you can train a couple of these paratrooper divisions. Now for Marines, I will take the exact same thing. I don't have Marines research yet, but because I want to show you now, I'm just going to use the paratroopers to show you. So for Marines, on the other hand, you want them to be bigger than the paratroopers. We are going to be taking our Marines up to 22 combat with support equipment, cavalry recon, anti-air, and field artillery. So it's going to be 28 combat with, but instead of paratroopers, Marines. This is the Marine template, way more expensive, but it's better for naval invading because you get debuffs when you're naval invading. So this is basically everything you need to know to start a Spain game. I might do a game where I actually continue Spain in the future, but this was all the stuff related to the Spanish Civil War, setting up yourself to be in a good position. From here you can build up however you want, do whatever you want. I have done my part. Continue enjoying Hoi4. This is General Diamond Slayer signing out.